I want to talk about scary dogs, big dogs, and how they are as a puppy, and the one thing that you should not be doing. For some reason, scary dogs and big dogs make the cutest pups, like just out of all other dogs, they make the cutest ones. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the proximity to fear that makes them so adorable, or I don't know if it's like this kind of lion cub nature that they have, where they should be like, they're trying to be like super scary and it just comes off like super adorable. I don't know, but maybe it's the ears. I don't know, but scary dogs make cute pups. German Shepherds, Dobermans, Mastiffs of kind of any type, Bullies, Rottweilers, the list goes, you know who you are. And this is quite a niche video because I'm talking specifically to the people who have just got themselves one of these puppies. Here's the thing, because they're so cute, a lot of people are going to want to say hello. When you take them outside to kind of socialise them, the way people act is just crazy. Everyone wants to stroke them, to say hello, to ask questions. Everyone just treats them with pure like admiration and glee. Honestly, if you depending on how far you are in this puppy's journey, you've probably already realised this, that you can't take them anywhere without people staring, without the whispers of no everywhere you go, right? But which happens to a load of other puppies. But there's one thing about these dogs that make it very difficult once they become older, is that eventually they go through this kind of switch, and it's usually about like 6 months to a year where the public perception of these dogs turns from super adorable to scary. You don't get this with other dogs like Labradors or Golden Retrievers. They get less attention as they get older, but they never kind of get negative attention. It's like the polar opposite with these kind of like big scary dogs, where they get super like positive attention everywhere they go, and then all of a sudden it just like drops off and people become scared of them because they think, could that be an aggressive dog? I don't know. You get to the point where people start crossing the road when you're walking up to them, people start walking away from them, and the effect that has on the dog and the behaviour of the dog when you're out in public is horrible. Basically, it's not something you want to go to. It's not something you want to go through, because it just causes this like severe reactivity. And once I'm talking like a dog trainer, I'm just a guy with an opinion at the end of the day. I mean, if you've already done the research, look at her wondering away because I'm talking about reactivity. If you've got a puppy, you've probably already done the research, and you probably already understand the notion that the best way to socialise a dog is not to have loads of people come and say hello. It's the art of like neutrality. It's the art of doing nothing, to take your dog somewhere where it's super busy and there's lots going on, and you just kind of sit with a nice calm dog. That's the best way to socialise a dog, because when they're older they become calm in those situations. What you get with these kind of big scary dogs is people just come out of nowhere and start stroking the dog, and the dog sees it as a really positive thing because you act positively about it, the people act positively, so the dog leans into that and it starts jumping up at the person, and you say no, don't jump up, and they go, oh, it's okay, it's fine, I don't mind the dog jumping up. And so they jump up and they start like and dogs don't have hands, right? So they start biting at not like biting, but like putting their teeth on the person, and they're like playing, and they start barking, and they start getting super excited, and everybody loves this, and everyone builds it up. And then eventually, as you start taking the dog out, it sees people look at it, and then it starts getting okay, I know how this goes, something good's going to happen, and they start jumping up and they start getting excited. Every time someone looks at the dog, they what are you barking at? They clock that motion, they clock that eye contact and think, it's go time, it's time to act cute, it's time to act adorable, it's time to get the fuss. When puppies do that, adorable. When big dogs do that, it comes off scary. It's all stuff that makes people back up and go away, and the dog doesn't know what's going on. All the dog knows is, I lunge at people, I'm a puppy, I lunge at people, they come closer. I jump at people, they give me treats. I nuzzle into people, they give me cuddly love. And then suddenly just switches to I lunge at people, they run away. I jump at people, they start getting scared and shouting. And what does a dog do in that situation? It just goes bonkers. It starts jumping more, it starts lunging more, it starts barking more. And eventually you're in a situation where every time you take your dog out, every time it sees someone, it's lunging, it's jumping, it's barking. It's just because it thinks that's how it's got to act. And it all comes down to the pup and how you socialise the pup. So my advice to you, you're back now. What do you want, a treat? Okay. If you've got one of these pups, it's just to not let any strangers near your dog. I know it might make their day and you seem like a super bad person when an old lady comes up to stroke your dog because she had one 15 years ago and you say absolutely not, but trust me, it's going to pay off. It's only going to last about 6 months. You've just got 6 months of being like a mean, nasty person right now, and it will pay off in buckets in 6 months. You just got to tell people no. When they come near your dog, don't touch my dog without permission. When they ask to stroke your dog, say thanks for asking, but no. If they say, oh, why, just say no. Don't give them any reason. Don't be saying, oh, it's bad for their socialisation and I'm just trying to like train it and they're in training. None of that. Just say to them no. And that's how you get a big scary dog that's well behaved on walks, from my opinion.